Okay, we can start with your name, how old you are, and what's your position in leadership.
Okay, my name is Gordon Butler. I'm currently 66 years old, and I serve as the associate pastor at Crossroads of Life in Duncanville, Texas.
Okay, my first question is, how did you get into leadership?
Well, my leadership stems from my military days. Uh, Once I went into the military, I decided that was going to be my career. So, through the years, progressing in rank, and every time you get promoted, you had more leadership opportunities, which boils down to just taking care of people. And so, spending 21 years in the military, I had a lot of opportunity to exercise my leadership abilities. Also, going through different leadership courses that were offered to us to become better at being a leader. And consequently, that translates into the ministry. It still boils down to taking care of people. You want the people that you're responsible for to be the best they can, regardless of whether it's being a good soldier or being a good Christian. Understand the concepts of what does it mean to be a Christian? How can I be victorious every day of my life? And so for me to pass those skills and those techniques on to people, I have to fully understand them myself. And like I say, leadership just comes down to taking care of people, ensuring that they have the opportunity to be successful.
Okay, next question is, what are the biggest challenges in leadership?
It's leading people that don't want to be led. The biggest challenge is to convince people that this direction that you want to lead them in is the best for them and their family. And so, like I said, that is always a challenge. There are some people who gladly accept what you're saying, and there are other people who simply state, I don't want to go that way. I don't want to do it that way. And there's nothing you can do to convince them. But as a good leader, you don't give up because there always is a technique available to you that you can convince them this is the best thing for them.
Okay, what are the biggest rewards in leadership?
The biggest rewards in leadership, I'll tell you a story. Over my 21 years in the military, I've had countless people that I've interacted with. Uh, about 2 weeks ago, I got a Facebook posted from a young soldier's wife, and she was saying, well, you may not know who I am, and she gave me her husband's name. She said, but my husband and I have often talked about you over the years, how you reached out to us, you invited us to your church, you took care of all the young soldiers, and how you led by example. And we just have been thankful that you impacted our life. And I thought, wow, she's right. I didn't know who she was. That was the military component. Then in the ministry component, there was a young man that I introduced to his first full-time ministry position many years ago.
What are you doing here?
I'm interviewing.
Oh, hi,
What's
Freddie.
up?
My bad.
You good?
So this young man, he was a full-time tent maker, part-time minister of music. So I introduced him to a friend of mine who was looking for a full-time associate slash minister of music. And of course, this young man and his wife became a part of that church, served in ministry. I just recently reconnected with that young man, and he said to me, you know, since he's now a senior pastor, he's pastored, have pioneered 5 other churches. Plus, he has a granddaughter church. And he said to me, that's because you saw something in me and introduced me to my first full-time position. So those are what I call rewards of leadership. You see in people that you have put your fingerprints on, that you talk with, that you've encouraged, and now you're seeing them doing something great for the kingdom of God. That's a reward.
Great. Okay, my last question is, Okay, you're 66 years old, and you've been in leadership position since
Since I was 18.
since you were 18 years old. How did you remain relevant, even though the times have changed and people change so much?
Well, you have to. One of the ways that I did it, like I said, in the military, there was always an opportunity to take another class,
Hmm.
to go to another course that was relevant to leadership, something, a skill that I could achieve to
Hmm.
help me in what I was doing. So
Hmm.
constantly improving myself in the military. There was always those opportunities, and I was one of those guys that was always ready to take advantage of those opportunities. And it's the same thing in ministry. You
Hmm.
know, I'm not an island to myself. There are guys that I talk with and different ministry that have done something differently, and so I'm open to new ideas. Anything that I can use to help the people that I'm ministering to, I'm open to it. And
Hmm.
so constantly applying yourself. Don't think you have arrived and
Hmm.
I don't need another course. I've learned all I need to know.
Hmm.
But if you stay open to these, another course that you can take, another book that you can read, or just with other people that you can talk to
Hmm.
that's been doing this as well. You can stay relevant to what's going on in these challenging times for the church.
Good. Well, thank you, Pastor Butler, and that's it.
All right, my friend. Okay.